The Tilton Talk Show is recorded live every Monday, 6:30pm on Facebook and YouTube, and the podcast is available from Tuesday around about midday.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Monday night's Tilton Talk Show. Here for an hour and a half, a full 90 minutes, and also rattling on once again. And the weather looks beautiful outside, not a cloud in the sky, as I say. Not a cloud in the sky. Great team in tonight. I love these people with all my heart. I do. The one and only Mr. Chris Brown.
Good evening.
The lovely Claire Giblin.
Good evening.
And the savant himself, the one and only Mr. Paul Hipkiss.
Good evening.
Out in his back garden because he probably smells and the family have thrown him out. Craig Courtney.
True.
And there we go.
I'd take yourself off mute. Evening all.
Well done.
You're right. And the one and only Mr. Mark, all the way from Coventry, Adams.
Hello, everybody. You okay?
Yep. And, of course, the chairman of the board, Mr. Watto.
Good evening, everybody.
Okay, I've covered everybody, haven't I, Chris?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right, okay, we've got a really funny last 15 minutes for you for tonight. I've just been trying to think of a few and I really can't. Okay, we've got 3 games to talk about tonight, and we'll start off with the Cardiff one, which I went to and was obviously a little bit disappointed at the result, shall we say, but we're still undefeated in the league.
Well, that's why we lost.
Huh? Brilliant. And we're at the dizzy heights of the championship at the moment. Can we maintain that? Can we keep it up? Can we improve it? You know, time will obviously tell. Boom. Who else was at the Cardiff game?
Yeah.
Claire,
Yeah.
can I ask you a question? How did that man get a job as a referee?
Well, he was the same one that sent Woods off at Cardiff. Not Cardiff, Coventry.
Yeah.
He was absolutely shocking. I don't know whether he's some sort of Welsh inheritance or something.
How can he even sleep at night after a performance like that?
Yeah, I do. I just think it was... I don't think we played very well, though. We can blame the ref all we like, but I think we were even worse than our worst performances last season. I think it showed, unfortunately, how at that time the second team isn't going to be great. I mean, Oakley and Longello were just not great at all. But, yeah, I just think concentrate on the league. It's nice to have a cup run. We've already won it. Let's just get on with the league.
How could I not applaud that, mate? We've already won it, though. Actually, we won it twice.
Yeah, we have. So there's no... You know, we'll go in the FA Cup in January and see what happens there. But, you know, it was awful. I'm not going to lie.
It was, right. It wasn't pretty. Who else was there, Mark? You there?
Yeah. I stick.
Yeah.
Claire took the word. Yeah. Claire took the words out of my mouth. It was just dire. It was absolutely awful.
Nothing but a thief, that woman.
No, like I say, I mean, I don't like to slate players, but Oakley, Longello, them two stood out as being awful. I can't work out Longello's best position, to be honest, because he's too lopsided to be a defender, and I don't.
Definitely left wing.
Left wing, definitely.
He put in a couple of good balls on Saturday, but that night against Cardiff, well, they were all terrible. It was just, they looked like a team of strangers. And
I think it was the first one under the lights, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
However, a good finish by Hogan. I had on the night. I know we didn't play well, but when he was put through, he did take it really well. And on that point, it stopped the knockers of Hogan. But guess what? They've started again this weekend, which we'll come on to.
Of course they have. Yeah, but Craig, there is that fine line, isn't there? Really,
I know, Chris,
with criticism.
It was an awful penalty.
Yeah, it was.
The save from Sarkic was brilliant, but you've missed 5 out of the last 7. Is it?
Why was he
there?
Why
isn't Bakuna taking them? Why isn't somebody else stepping up? Because I know he's got 2 in 2, but
I think it's fair criticism. I haven't really seen anybody slating him, abusing him, but I have seen a lot of fair comment. Really, I mean, it was an awful penalty. Full stop.
It was terrible.
It was awful.
It was horrendous.
I'm sure he'll be the first to admit it, Craig.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and he's not the kind of guy to hide behind himself, is he? Really, as well. He'll be hurting after that one. I promise you.
Definitely, most definitely.
Yeah.
I've seen worse. I've seen worse penalties than that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That one that David Beckham took.
Yeah, but he scuffed it a little bit, but he did get enough power behind it to score. I want to give Sarkic some credit there because he got down really quick to it and turned it away well. And I thought as well, on the rebound, I thought Sunic was fouled. I thought it was another penalty straight after.
Sarkic was off his line, wasn't he?
Yeah. So, you know, if they look at that again, maybe if we had VAR in the Championship, we might have got another penalty straight after. It would have been interesting to see if Oldham would have stepped up again for that penalty that we should have had. But
Interesting, Paul. You know, I mean, like the Championship is the big money league in the world. Yeah, you get up to that Premier League, you're earning mega millions. Do you think then that we really should have VAR in the Championship?
absolutely,
Yes.
Watto?
Yes. I mean, if it was me, I'd say I'd get rid of it completely. But if it's going to be in the Premier, it should be in the Championship. It's as simple as that. Because the stakes are even higher. You know, if a team in the middle of the Premiership gets done by a bad decision, nobody gives a toss. But if you're all working to that golden egg, aren't you?
Either that or the relegation.
Or relegation, yeah. I mean, relegation from the Championship is as bad as promotion from it is good, because you really do disappear down a hole then, don't you, when you go down to the League One. So, yes, I mean, I watched an awful lot of football the weekend on various countries and whatever, and saw VAR used, and you're thinking, well, why didn't I watched the Rangers Celtic match yesterday, and there were several instances in that. So when nobody took any notice, I'm thinking, well, that was a foul. You know, why hasn't anybody taken any notice of that? So it's not even used consistently. You know, there should be somebody bobbing in that referee's ear hole virtually every second of the game, which is probably not practical. It's too much. But what do you do? What do you decide? Oh, we'll have a look at that. Who decides what you look at, what you don't look at? You know,
just for goals and big decisions like goals and penalties and stuff like that. Offside.
But the problem is, though, Paul, if you make an error on, say, a lesser decision, and you go on to score from that lesser decision, then that's obviously an advantage for the team that have scored.
But normally they go back, don't they? They go back as far back as they can and go, actually, this happened, so there's actually a time limit on it.
All I don't
agree with. Go on, Paul.
All I do know is, Craig, all I do know is that if we'd have had it in 2001 in Cardiff, we'd have probably been celebrating winning the League Cup twice over the last 20 years.
Yeah. The Worthington Cup, you mean?
I said the League Cup. Yeah, the Worthington Cup final in 2000. That foul on AJ is probably the most blatant penalty I've seen.
And he would have been sent off for it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the only other one I can think of as well is Bowyer against Arsenal when he went through as well. Onside, keeper takes him out. It's just a damn good job we won that game, because we would have been moaning about that just as much as the one on AJ.
Yeah. The thing with VAR is, though, you've also got to have the stadiums around you to be able to cope, because I watched the Luton game, and God, that was weird seeing VAR when it's actually virtually underneath the stand with a Stanson right in front, looking across the pitch, and you can still see the roof. I mean, it's got to be right. It's got to be fair. It's used in a playoff final, right, because it's worth so much money. So why can't we use it in the rest of the league? I think it probably does come down to the stadiums.
You need more referees as well. That's the problem. You need people sat there staring and watching the game. Normally it's 3 or 4 people. So you need the amount of people, and there's not many referees that are at a high level that can support it. That's why you think about the Premier League. The Premier League, they're all split. They're split across the whole weekend. You know, there's very rare you've got 8 games at 3 o'clock. One in the Championship, you've got so many games at 3. So you know, would you rather play at 3 o'clock or would you rather play Fridays, Sundays, Mondays? You know, just have VAR because you haven't got the people to support it.
I get that.
The referees have got to be
a lot of
consistent as
ex-players
well.
that could do that job.
Yeah, I'm just glad on Saturday that Millwall goal that they scored that was offside was given eventually in the right decision because I could see from where I was he was like a good yard offside.
Yeah, I could as well. Said offside straight away.
I said to my dad, he's going to give this, you know. It's looking like he's going to give this. I was going mad. And I'm like, he's offside, you know. And then thankfully, you know, the fourth official stepped in, didn't he? And
not a long way, wasn't it?
Oh, it was, yeah.
The funny thing is, it was reported as being VAR had actually given the decision to overrule it. You know, so there were actually various websites saying overruled by VAR.
VAR, I saw that, yeah.
Made you question what was going on. Yeah, it was just like it.
Yeah.
Here's a suggestion for you then, guys. Right, debate this one. Why can't the fourth official have a monitor and a playback? And then advise the referee, come and have a look at it. Or
I think
whatever.
that's what happened, wasn't it? Didn't they?
No, I'm on about in the championship, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's VAR, isn't it, basically?
Yeah,
But
it's
VAR, yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the fourth official in the tunnel, right on the edge of the tunnel, or you know, in between the two lots of managers, which looks very nice at St Andrews now, has got access to a screen where he can quick rewind, play, boom. There's some dodgy here, ref, come and have a look with me. Yeah, and they can make that decision themselves then as two professional referees.
That is
I'm more in favour of having it than not having it, I'll be honest. You know, there were so many decisions, certainly last season and the season before, that went against us. I could think back to the goal at Hull that was like a foot out of play. Just off that red card, you mentioned, Claire, earlier about that red card on Woods at Coventry, and that probably wouldn't have been given, you know, would have been rescinded.
We appealed that though, didn't we? And they still gave it. They still gave it. So I think sometimes they'll back the referee because the thing is, if VAR takes over and the referees make decisions, and it constantly gets no, then referees at some point will go, well, what's the point of us then? You might as well have.
Yeah, but going back to the Plymouth game, obviously at the start of the week on the Saturday, I mean, I thought by the time we got the winner, we well deserved it. You know, second half, I thought we were well on top of the game, and it was a right. The last two home games in the league have been a right fight, haven't they? They've been scrap.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I've got to say though, sorry, Paul, I've got to say fair play to Plymouth because they were better than Leeds.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
They were impressive.
They were very well organised, and they gave us a good game. And you know, when Stansfield scored, I'd love to know how many. A bit like at Arsenal yesterday, I'd love to know how many fans missed that goal.
Yeah.
You know, because there was quite a few going out, wasn't there?
Yeah, they're all going.
Yeah,
and they're all turned to come back in. But just to say, what a player that we found with him. You know, I know we've got probably no chance of keeping him, but
you know, it reminds me of Paul Devlin the way he plays.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Same stature and everything. Yeah,
he's got incredible power in his right foot shot, the same as Devlin had. He's quick like Devlin was. He's even got a similar hairdo to what Devlin had back then.
Yeah,
in front of goal, he's just like Forsaldo. You know, he is. He's going to be he'll have a go anywhere. That's the one thing I would say about him. You know, it doesn't matter where he is, he'll have a go at goal.
Yeah, and I can see him being, you know, I mean, I hope Hogan carries on for now and gets his goals because I like Hogan. I think he can do it, you know, but he does need probably 3 or 4 chances a game to get one goal. But if he was going to score every time he had a chance, he wouldn't be playing for us, would he? That's the reality.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
Does work hard though. Hogan does. I can't.
Yeah, he does.
He does work hard. I mean, Stansfield does, but Hogan's constantly running after the ball, so you got to give him some credit.
Yeah, no, I like it.
You can actually see the determination in his face when he's playing, can't you?
Yeah. But I can see Stansfield where Hogan is. You know, he could play there no problem, couldn't he? And probably score. He's capable of scoring hat-trick, isn't he? Just like Hogan did at the Baggies. He's lethal in front of goal and he's finishing. I mean,
15 goals he'll get us.
Yeah.
15 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be happy with that.
You're more or less guaranteed double figures with Hogan as well, aren't you?
Yeah. What do you reckon, Al? What do you reckon? Stansfield and Hogan, do you reckon they could get 15 goals each?
Each. I don't know about each. I'd like to see one get 15 or 16, the other one get 10 or 12. We're all getting excited, and I'm amongst those. This boy excites me. But if you look at his stats last year, he had 20-odd games for Exeter in League One and only scored 9.
Yeah.
And one of them was a hat-trick in the last match.
Yeah.
Now, so we're criticising Hogan for only getting 10 because he didn't play all the season. He was injured a lot of the time. He got 10 and was our top scorer. And he's still the joint top scorer now, along with Dukey and Stansfield. So what are we having to go at? You know, we got 11 points from 5 games. And that's the same thing. I mean, there's always somebody, don't matter what team you are, there's always somebody who is the worst player in the team. Don't matter whether you're Real Madrid or whatever.
Yeah, I believe you. What I'd have been in the team, I'd have been the worst player. I promise you.
He might be the 11th best player in the world, and he's still the worst player in the team. And why have we got to pick? Look at the team. Yeah, we can all have our opinion. I mean, the new right back, I wasn't overly impressed with him, to be honest, going forward. But he defended competently. He didn't. There was nothing coming against Cardiff. I mean, it was like, up yourself. Against this guy comes in and he tied up. No danger came from his part. He didn't get forward quick enough. Okay, perhaps he will when he's fully match fit. Who knows? But we're going to slag him off because we only drew. And what was the difference between this week and last week? Well, he played. It's not his fault. He's done his part. Yeah. And Hogan does his part. I know he's supposed to score goals, but he also supposed to create space for other people. And he did on Saturday. The goal of Stansfield was top draw. Top draw. Yeah. And we're all right. Let's not mess about. We're all right. And we've got 2 weeks now to get everybody fit and firing. Now, it worries me that, what's his name? The other right back. Laird hasn't got through a game yet. With him in the side, we look a threat every time we've got possession because he is fast and he is determined. But is he? The worry is now: have we bought a Duffin because he's injured all the time? Let's hope not. But we've covered for him in obviously the Awu as well can play in that right back position. He might have the same sort of skills. Who knows? But I'm sitting here. I'm thinking we're covered in every position now. We've got skillers who can score. If anybody wants blaming for Saturday, it's Dukey getting sent off. And he didn't play Saturday against 3. I mean, how big was that Millwall defence? And we got 2 midgets.
That number 5 was massive.
Generally, I think Yuki would have started. Yuki would have played.
I'm sure he would, yeah.
He would have took
we certainly missed him coming off the bench as an impact. Yeah. But going back to Stansfield at Exeter, Al, where did Exeter finish in League One last season, do you know?
8th to 9th, I think.
So the better players you play with, the better, better you play.
It could be a case of that. Yeah.
I think Stansfield will excel for us with the players he's got round him now. And I want to shout out Keshi Anderson as well because he's been probably player of the season so far.
Yeah, superb. Yeah.
And Buchanan.
Yeah,
Buchanan has been amazing. And I think Saturday, just going back to the game. I mean, Ruddy put his hands up after the goal had gone in. Right, that was a goalkeeping error.
Yeah,
it was a good strike, but it was a goalkeeping error.
Yeah.
And I think he was actually off his game on Saturday. He was really probably the worst I've seen him.
He didn't kick the ball to me. And I was up in the upper cup, and I nearly caught the ball once. He went right by me when he took the goal kick.
His kicking was terrible. His distribution, full stop, was out of kilter. And I think that kind of it added a little bit of pressure to the defence on Saturday because then they felt as though it was, we've got to double up on everything. So actually, when you look at the game, the way it broke down, our midfield was completely out of it. But that was because the defence stayed so deep. It was only in the second half that they started coming forwards more and created those more opportunities. And just to go back on the Hogan piece, he missed his penalty. But Claire, I agree, he's a total workhorse. And he is running off the ball, creates chances for others. And, Will he start the next game? Yes, because Juki is still out. On the red card, was it a red card? Unless he mouthed off at the referee, never in a million years. But we'll never know the facts behind it. The reason we didn't appeal is because I don't think they thought there was enough evidence to overturn it. And if you lose, it's another game. So they've taken the hit. So he'll
I wonder who decides that. Will it be the player or the manager?
It's the manager. If they not.
Manager.
It'd be Eustace, wouldn't it?
Eustace watched the evidence, and he was. It was made. The decision was made pretty quickly. To be honest, it was
it was instant.
Didn't they get advice from refs as well? They got advice from referees to say, "Would you overturn it?" And then they all went no. So they said.
But no, going back to John Ruddy anyway, I don't want to sit here and criticise him too much because he's been marvellous for us, hasn't he? He's been brilliant.
He's been brilliant.
He just had a bit of an off day on Saturday, that's all. And even the best goalkeepers in the world do that, don't they? So
The Tilton Talk Show is recorded live every Monday, 6:30 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. And the podcast is available from Tuesday round about midday. Sponsored by Small Affordable Cars, Tamworth.
It's going to be 3 tough games: Watford, Preston, and QPR.
Absolutely, but you know what? That's what we wanted, it.
Yeah.
3 proper tough games to test us out and find out where we are.
There's no such thing as an easy game in our league.
I was just going to say the same.
Look at Leicester and Hull. I'm sure Leicester thought they'd have an easy game Saturday, but
Sunderland versus Southampton. Who'd have thought that Sunderland would put 5 past Southampton? But interestingly, we could go into the Preston game being the 2 only teams and continue to be the 2 only teams in our league that are unbeaten in Preston and Birmingham.
Absolutely.
If anybody had said to me come the international break that we'd have taken 7 out of 9 points at home and be 4th in the league, I'd just absolutely snatch their hands off and go, thanks a lot, but there's absolutely...
I'm sorry, Craig, but I would have cut your hands off because there's no way would I have predicted that, mate. Not in this world.
And also, as well, we were in with a sniff as well of winning the 2 that we drew as well, weren't we, at Swansea away? The Saturday against Millwall. So, I think overall there we've got, I thought obviously first half on Saturday they were a bit below, not off the pace, weren't we? But overall, it's been a great start to the season and way above where we expected to be. And we're only the 2nd team in the Championship that's going undefeated so far, which is why that's our sponsor. Obviously, that's our sponsor, isn't it? Of course.
But it's nice to see, though, that actually they're not playing well in the first half, and Eustace can say something to make them play better as well. Because I think Eustace has had so much rubbish against him as well. I feel like as a Blues fan, we always tried to get a scapegoat. It was Sunjic for years, and all of a sudden he's decided to play like a Steven Gerrard or Frank Lampard. Then we then got, do you know what I mean? Like, then it's Hogan. Then Ruddy made a mistake, so it's now him. We just need to support them all the time. Okay, we're not going to be undefeated. Well, hopefully we can be. We can be the Infinity. It's highly unlikely, but you've got to just support them. Like, it's been worse than this, hasn't it? And I think the expectations are so high now that literally we're 1-0 down and everyone was panicking when you don't need to. We are at home, we are playing well, so just relax.
To be honest, Claire, I actually don't have any expectations because of the last 11 years, right?
Some people do because you spent the money, that's why.
I look at the league table now and I'm thinking, wow, like, is this really happening in front of my eyes? Yeah.
It did happen last season, though. Let's not forget that. We were in virtually the same position this time last season.
Yeah, what we've got now is strength in depth. We've got good players to come in.
We've got options, haven't we?
Boys, yeah. I mean,
we've got options all over the place.
What a difference a year makes. I mean, I'm waiting up on Friday night till gone 11, a bit past my bedtime. And I'm hoping that we get like an out-and-out number 9, to compete with Hogan a bit more, and we end up getting Oliver Burke. And
what do you think of Ollie Burke?
I want to give him, to be honest, Claire, I'd like to give him a chance. I know people are slating him, but
Can we just broaden that? I mean, what do we think of the signings per se? I mean, they've been fantastic.
They've been brilliant.
Absolutely incredible.
I trust them. I mean, Craig Gardner's done a great job, hasn't he? And he's obviously working with John Eustace as well, getting the right players in for us. And, the transfer window has been excellent so far. And Oliver Burke only gives us more strength in depth, doesn't he? Probably, I don't know if he'll start.
He does, Paul, yeah.
No.
But we're now working with people that care.
Yeah. But
to be honest, it's a big testament to it all that I don't even bear a thought towards Trusty, Chong, Hannibal. I don't even think of them now.
Yeah.
There was a stat put out the other day as well, and I need to look at it a little bit deeper. But of the money we brought in for players, we spent nowhere near it getting the players that we've got now.
Yeah,
so that's a credit to them as well.
Yeah, but we've also got money coming into the club that we never had this time last year. We sold 3 times the amount of merchandise, kits and shirts. And, as Gary Cook said in his sort of statement that he did recently. And then also as well, we're selling more. Once that lower Cop and Tilton does open eventually, then we'll sell loads more season tickets as well, won't we? People will take half-season tickets and stuff. And
the shop has been rammed every time I've been in it. I've never seen it. Like, literally, you can't get... I mean, I really want a hoodie, but I've got to wait, because literally it's like a waiting game.
Yeah.
And, people like it. It's good quality stuff that people want.
Yeah.
And kids are like, can we get a shirt? And you just think, finally.
Even we've said it before, but even little things like the programme, before, the last few years, you could just walk up and get one if you wanted, but now it's just queues all over the place.
Yeah.
I can't read anyway, so...
Can I go to Craig quickly? Craig, have we heard anything about the Buckingham Group? Anything at all?
Oh.
About the what, sorry, Nick?
The Buckingham Group, who are doing the redevelopment.
So I think all we know, obviously, is that they did go into administration, that there's still ongoing discussions around what's going to happen, and ultimately we're not the only people impacted by what's happened. It's a case now of just waiting to see who's going to come in and ultimately finish the job.
Yeah,
and I know the club are working hard to get that done.
I have heard today that whether we continue work with the Buckingham Group doesn't really matter, because work will still carry on with the present contractors.
There's nothing's happened since.
They're just waiting for the administration to come through.
For 3 weeks now, has it?
It will continue. So and they're still saying that end of November. There we go.
Yeah, they're still saying that we're on track for the various things to actually complete and be open, which is credit to everyone. And I agree, Nick. I mean, one thing I absolutely love, right, is at the moment, I know it's only the 3 letters, but boy, what a difference that makes seeing them at the bottom of the Tilton, especially on the cameras.
Yeah.
And we'll be okay.
There's still a lot to do, though, I've got to admit, and I am going to moan a bit, because there's from a woman's point of view, the amount of stewards that are on there is not good enough. So if you're listening from the club, there is a queue after queue, and every week we have to stand there with 1 woman steward on each turnstile. And they go, well, we don't expect many women to come. Well, within the Tilton, there's loads of us and the cop.
Well,
and I'm going to moan about it.
Somebody actually said that to you.
Couldn't have said that.
Yeah, they said it's because there's more men than women that come.
Well,
I've said it to many a steward. We've said it with the her game too, everything. So I am going to moan, because hopefully someone from the club hears me. Please, can we have 1 more steward on each turnstile for women? Because
not just that. To add to it, feedback that I've had about the weekend, especially around the experience for ladies, we used to complain about the toilets for the men, but actually they were atrocious for the ladies. And, I can say that I have passed that feedback on to the club and asked for some confirmation as to what's going on, because we want to encourage everybody to a game. You know, if we suddenly start losing people, then we're not going to bring in the money that we expect. I need everybody there, kids, adults, men, women, who cares? They all just need to be in the stadium and helping us bring that extra revenue in. The club are pushing for it. Now let's get these other little bits.
I worked for many years in the nightclub environment, right? And I can guarantee you, at the end of the night, the women's toilets are far worse than the blokes' toilets
Which is fine, because it's probably our fault. But I just think I totally agree with Craig, because obviously I spoke to people around us, and it's not good enough. But I think like someone on the chat put there was 3 women around the Gilmerick. That's lovely, and I'm really glad that there was 3 there. But for the Tilton and the Cop, there's like 1 person.
There's one person.
The queue's massive.
Yep.
And it's, okay, there will be less women that go, that's fine, but we complain every single week and they say, we'll pass it on, but I don't know whether they are.
And Claire, that's going to put people off anyway, isn't it?
Like that because of it.
No, but obviously I get there early enough. It's just the fact that literally every time we're stood here, everyone always goes, why is there 5 men there and just 1 woman?
Yeah.
And then there was a woman steward watching another woman steward do it, and I was like, why aren't you doing it?
Here's a suggestion.
On training?
Here's a suggestion, Claire, right? And listen. Now, why don't we then open, say, 2 of those turnstiles for ladies?
They already are, Nick. They already are.
Just for ladies?
Yeah, and the fact is, what's happened over the past couple of weeks is just like Claire said, right? I mean, the first thing is, my daughter, who's 14, was searched, which isn't allowed. It's actually against the law. But she was searched at one of the games, right? That person did learn, because at the game the weekend, they didn't do it. But it ended up that you got searched as a lady. Then you had to go back round and join the queue to go back through the turnstiles, because there wasn't a turnstile open specifically for the women.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Open 2 turnstiles specifically for the ladies, and there's lady security there, right?
The other thing is,
I don't want to do the segregation bit.
Search women.
Yeah, I don't want to do the segregation bit, but all I want to do is like Claire says, help speed the process up.
Yeah, but men can search the women, right? As long as the lady gives permission, a man can search a lady. Now,
but no lady will ever give her permission. No,
of course
not. You see, Claire, I can't take that in, because being a bloke, I don't know how ladies think and feel and one thing and all that. If a woman searched me, would I bother? No, not in the slightest. I couldn't do a flying monkeys, because the searches are absolutely chronic anyway. It's like, yeah, go for it.
Don Craig.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, the overall, I think there are things that need improving. However, I've got to give credit as well to the club, because other things are improving. You know, I think there is a difference now in the standard of the stadium. First of all, looks great. You know, when it was lit up against Cardiff, it was absolutely superb, and it stood out of mind. The expectation inside the stadium, right? There's still a lot to be desired as far as the catering is concerned. And again, a lot of feedback across all channels, not just ours, around the catering. But it was better this week than it was the last game. So they are doing things to help improve.
I'm listening.
The problem is, for me, we have now possibly too much expectation of people, and they're thinking, we're going to say today it's going to be fixed at the next game, right? It's not like that. It's not like that at all. We've had the Gary Cook announcement about the shirts and the explanation that they want to get more in, but they can't because the orders were already put through. That is probably the case around catering as well. You know, we never expected to have 3 games where we knew enough sold out, and in fact, Cop and Tilton sold out for 3 games. We never expected it. So orders are probably below what's going on. I give credit to the people behind the counters, because the first week was terrible. Again, much more improved this time around. So they've learned from those areas. And I know feedback is tough. I know everybody wants it to be perfect. Just like the team and just like the way we're going, this has got to build back up to where we want it to be. And we are not going to be top of any table for catering or customer service at this present moment. But I believe over time we will get there, because I trust that Gary Cook, Ian Dutton and the team, and I've seen a couple of messages as well, and I saw him myself. Ian was out and around the outside of the ground looking at what was going on, taking on board feedback from people on Saturday. So things will improve.
We need to be patient.
Indeed. And as Ray's just put here, I think the club have made massive improvements. It's just a shame that it will take longer than other areas to get back to where we want to be. And it's because there are so many issues.
Yeah.
With more people, more issues. It's just going to be one of those things. And then, like, literally, everybody's used to serving, like, you know, especially up where we are at the Tilton, Craig, you know, even the bar is absolutely rammed. But, like, obviously, it's nice to see, though, at the same time, that everybody's wanting to put money in as well. But I just think it is just going to take time. We're so used to rubbish that as soon as it gets slightly better, you grab onto the high expectation again.
And I think the thing is, isn't it, Claire? We've got the sort of the resources at the moment for the way it was and not the way it is. Do you know what I mean? And that's going to take time to get the resources up to the way it has to be to move forward with it. And they're obviously learning themselves, aren't they, as we go? And
well, it's a new infrastructure, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, exactly.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Like do we all like the new pre-match music?
Yeah, I do actually.
I had to wait in the queue that long I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I like
that.
I do like the vibe. It does get the crowd going, doesn't it?
Some
of the tunes aren't my cup of tea, I'll be honest, but majority.
They remix them. If you ever see, they remix them so they follow one after the other. I like that. I think that's class. And the fire thing.
What do you reckon, Al? What do you think?
First week I walked in the place, couldn't get a cup of tea. Kettle didn't work. That's all I've got to say.
What about the pre-match music? What about the pre-match music?
Who sung that?
It just passes me by, all that stuff. The only game I've been to in the flesh was the Trevor Francis Memorial, and that's all I could think about, to be honest. And the fire, you know, the guy in the microphone suddenly says, you know, it's illegal to bring pyrotechnics into the stadium, and the next thing, the team's walking out and there's explosions everywhere. You know, you think that's what's stuck in my mind. The catering in the main stand has never been very good. And one thing I did notice was a completely new team. You know, now I didn't recognise the faces of anybody, and the things didn't work. And people, you in order to get the money out of people, it took three people, one to hand out the produce, and the other to add up what it was, and then somebody would say, "Oh, you know, the card doesn't work," and that sort of thing. Well, that can happen in any place, but it's things that need looking at. Why doesn't the card work? Ironically, my card had been cancelled. I was in the queue for 20 minutes. I got to the front, and I said, "I want a cup of tea," and they said, "We don't have any," and I said, "Okay, I'll have," and I looked. And I thought, excuse me. I don't want anything. And I went and got in my seat, and I ate my sandwiches as I brought, and I got a drink anyway. Had I have actually got what I wanted and handed my card in, it wouldn't have worked. So I would have been the culprit then, you know. But that happens everywhere. But you need to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Not I don't know what's, and I say the whole staff seemed to be nerded. You know, they were told you do this, and that's all. That's all they did. So if a card didn't work or something, then they didn't know what to do. They had to call the supervisor. Now, again, that'll get better as time goes on.
Yeah, in 12 months from now, it'll be a completely different kettle of fish, I think. I mean, we forget how short the space of time is that they've been here. I mean, they've only been here, what, 2 months, 3 months?
2 months, yeah.
Are we getting new people?
Say again?
Will we get new people catering?
I think we'll get more people. I think, you know, hopefully they can hear what you're saying as well, Claire, about the searching, the searchers outside. Hopefully they'll put some more females, you know, some more ladies out there to search the women as well, you know, because that needs to happen. Process.
Jason Hughes has summed it up, isn't it? A sign of the times when Blues are doing so well on the pitch that all we can do is moan about food and drink. And then he's put at the end, he blames Hogan. Well, I blame Camp, personally.
He's got a point there, because that's what we all go for, don't we? We all go there to hopefully watch us win. And, you know, we've won 2 out of 3 home games so far, and it's been great. We
do, Paul, but we also go there for the whole experience of the day. Now, when I went to the Cardiff match last week, I I've just had to have another MRI scan on my back, and like things ain't very good, yeah. And I know that I'm going to degenerate over a shortish period of time, yeah. And and you know, I walked into the back of St Andrews, the Mason. Bar 8 was shut, and there were thousands of people there.
Because the stand wasn't open. No.
Yeah.
Apart from the one part, wasn't it? It's Arthur's area.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, you can open the bar, surely, can't you?
I think you can.
No, they've got to staff it, they've got to cost it, and everything else. So it's probably more expensive to open.
Yeah.
Probably not viable.
Yeah, and I must apologise to just step in here. Can I just say, we value everybody's comments on the message board, but please, can we watch what's being put on there? We don't want to bar anybody or take anybody out, but some of the comments have been borderline this evening. So please watch what you're putting on there.
And Craig, on that subject, we were earlier criticising for not answering everybody's questions. Now we do get somewhere between 400 and 500 questions every week, and we don't necessarily answer them directly, but we do during the show. We're always looking at the questions, so we do indirectly try to answer them. And I do apologise, but that's the only way we can do it. We cannot answer 500 questions.
You can't, Chris. You can't, Chris. I remember not so long ago, we had the facility for a phone-in. Can we not just reintroduce that again?
If anybody wants to phone in, they can phone in any time, any week.
What questions we got, Chris? Let's read a couple out now and answer them.
So some of the ones earlier, this is what I'm saying. We normally get through these questions anyway, indirectly. One of them was Hogan justified criticism. We've talked about it. The building work, which we've talked about it. One of the things we haven't talked about is Trevor Francis statue, still overdue.
Yeah,
I'm
sure that must be on the agenda. I would have thought for the owners, and I'm sure Gary Cook and everyone's having that conversation. I would have thought that's not something that happens like in a few weeks, though, is it?
No.
Right, Paul. Question for you, Paul. Well, question for the team actually. There is space outside the front of the stadium to put some statues. Yeah, there is. Yeah. Right outside the Kop. Yeah, 4 players that you would create a statue for.
4 players.
That's a Trevor.
Good one.
You'd have to go to Jeff Hall.
Gil Merrick.
Another one then.
Femi Martins for scoring the goal at Wembley.
Claire, great shout. I'll tell you what, Claire. You have him in the position where he's flipping upside down.
That's quite a broad collection, though. That's not a bad collection. Yeah,
that's brilliant. I wasn't expecting that to finish it.
You know what you could do?
You could in the trophy.
I was going to say, wouldn't you? Yeah.
I was going to say, Clark, but you know what else you could? You know what else you could do? You know, like outside the Central Library, you've got like those family, like 3 or 4. You could have Martins doing a somersault, like Ziggett and Ferguson chasing after him or something.
Yeah.
What they could also do is, you know, that obviously most of the ground, the Kop's blue, we're still missing round the edges of the rest of it, because obviously we haven't got to that far yet.
You're being picky.
Maybe it would be nice to do, you know how they had all the pictures on before?
Yeah.
But they have that going around the outside of the rest of it, because that just goes to waste, like what's going on with all the old pictures.
Yeah. I think this is all going to
look at, is it?
I think this is all going to be improved in time, isn't it? They've only been here 5 minutes, so I think in a year from now, I think that it will look a lot different to what it does now.
Yeah.
The questions that we did have through as well, just to cover off. It was, why can't we have our own fans behind both goals?
I'm all for it.
Just to answer, we have inquired with the club. And they've said that at the moment, all feedback, no matter how big or how small, is taken on board by the new owners, and it is something they can look at. It would not be anything that could happen immediately because, number one, they've sold season tickets, and number two, you've got the policing and all the controls that would be required around it. However, there's not one person, I don't think, on here that would disagree with that comment. It'd be brilliant to have them behind both goals.
Brilliant. It would be, Craig. It would be, but logistically, to get the away fans out of that stadium, you've got that big car park there, the bus park.
There's a way.
You've got the holding areas.
There's a way.
Everything has been built around keeping them there.
No, there is a way.
They used to be there, Nick. That's the thing.
Listen, mate, I've seen them in half of the Tilton Road. Huh?
Yeah, well, they used to be in that main stand. So there isn't a reason they can't do it. You know, I think
they can do it.
It's one that the club can look at. There's exits at the top through the car park up by the George pub. There's exits across the bottom, across the railway bridge. It's feasible to do.
It is.
Would you like Millwall fans heading towards the George, though? That's where you got to think, do you know what I mean?
Claire, you banged the nail on the head, mate.
Can I just say...
It's not a boxing game. It's not a boxing fight when you go to a football ground. Right? It's there to watch people kick a ball on the pitch. I don't understand for the life of me.
That's for you, Craig. That's for me. That's for Claire. That's for Watto, for Chris, for Mark, Paul, and anybody else that probably listens to this show. But it ain't for everybody, mate. There are some serious nutters out there.
Go and do it somewhere where it's not around the families.
You ain't gonna judge where people are gonna stand up and fight against each other. No. It's not going to happen. Never happen.
Don't we have to give them safe standing in the main stand?
Yes, we do,
they moved.
Yeah, we do at some point, yeah. We've got to give the away fans the equivalent percentage of what we've got that they have to be given.
Can I just say, going back to Saturday, did anyone see any trouble? Because I saw nothing at all.
Yeah.
On the top roads, underneath the railway bridge, only a small pocket to start off with. But then as I came past on the train going home, you've got the main route going up the side of the Coventry Road, and that was just blocks with police in the centre of the road circling the Millwall fans. So
this isn't controversial, people, right? This is not controversial. But I saw this on my newsfeed at work the other day. And a team that is not our favourite team across the city were coming back, and these are human beings, right? And there was a driver on that coach, and for somebody to throw a brick at a coach is
that on the way home from Millwall last season.
Utter disgrace. Now I can tell you now, if I caught you doing that, I would snap all of your fingers until they're in this position, right? Every single one of them, because it's a disgrace.
Gosh.
These are people, right, with families and children. A brick at a coach.
There's been some suggestions for the statues outside the grounds. Nigel Mann, thank you very much. Craig Courtney should have one for all the services to Radio WM.
Oh, so that's why you picked that one.
Well, put that at WM, not at our place.
No, he's rubbish, yeah.
I reckon you should have one out on your drive with all of us.
Oh, no, yeah. Maybe not Craig. Yeah.
Mark, they've suggested that one goes outside Coventry Prison just for you.
That's nice, isn't it?
Well, that's lovely, that is.
I think it's really nice of them. Something else to throw bricks at.
Right, have we got someone joining us who wants to challenge me at Squad Gang?
Unfortunately, he couldn't join this evening, so we are going to arrange a separate date for him to join.
He chickened out,
however, I have got... You did chicken out, yeah. I have got a really good higher or lower for everybody. We could do as a group again.
Good.
And it's based around halls that have played.
You keep stopping and starting, Craig.
Say that again, Craig.
It's about it's based around halls that have played for the club. So Mr. Hipkiss came up with the idea of higher or lower. So therefore, I've this week gone for Paul's. So I'm going to start off with making it nice and easy with Paul Furlong. So before we start, does anybody know how many goals he actually scored for the club?
About 40...
58.
About 49.
He got 50.
Is it 50?
Yeah.
He did indeed get 50 goals. Higher or lower then? It's going to be dead easy, this first one. But Paul Molden.
Lower.
And moving on to a name that not everybody would know, but Paul Barnes.
Paul
Barnes, yeah. Came from York.
Higher or lower than Paul
I'm going
Molden.
Lower. I'm going
lower. I'm going to say lower. I don't think he scored that many.
Lower for me. Lower
I
for
don't
me.
know who he is.
Paul Barnes.
Came from York, Claire.
What's up?
Hang on. Lower than who?
So is it higher or lower than Paul Molden for Paul Barnes?
Barnes didn't score hardly any in about 40 games, so I'd say lower.
Everyone's saying lower. Apart from Nigel, me on higher.
I'm going to go higher. I think something like 3 against 2, I would imagine.
Higher is in fact the answer. He got seven goals.
Seven, yeah.
That's
Oh, well done,
You're
Nigel.
Marden.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Next one, Paul Marden.
Oh, lower. Got to be lower.
Higher.
Well, how many was the last
He chipped in with a few goals, he did.
He did.
So Paul Barnes got 7. How many did
Paul Marden, higher.
More.
Higher.
I don't know who he is, but more.
Lower.
Lower.
Higher.
The answer is lower. He actually only scored 1 goal.
No way.
What position was he?
He's centre-half. He's centre-half, Claire.
So your next one, Paul Hipkiss, you can't answer, but Paul Robinson.
Higher.
Higher.
I was going to be higher. Yeah, higher.
I thought you meant me then. When you said Paul,
Definitely higher.
I'm lower than Paul Marden.
I think he's slow. I don't think Paul Robinson got any.
He did.
So the answer is actually...
Derby, didn't he? The crack at Derby, didn't he?
Robbo got... Oh, I can't say, can I? Sorry, I can't say.
He got 7 or 8, didn't he?
Nah, not that many.
He is higher. Paul Robinson got 3 goals.
Right.
Is that all?
I remember the one at Derby.
Home to QPR. I remember I won at home to QPR when Damari Gray whipped in the free kick. And
Yeah, that's right.
Whoa. I've got the wrong Robinson. I've got the one that played in the Leyland Duff final.
Oh, Bill Robinson.
Bill Robinson was that? Okay. Well, he got none.
This is Paul Robinson.
Watcher's gone to sleep.
I would have said yes to that.
Next one,
Good, Craig.
Paul Tate.
Oh,
Higher.
Higher.
Lower.
Higher than what? Higher than what, Craig? Higher than what?
on.
80.
83 on.
So it is higher.
Higher.
12.
14 goals, Paul Tate.
14.
Yeah. Next one, Paul Caddis.
Lower.
Higher.
A good one.
He took penalties, didn't he?
Lower.
I'm going to go 16, but higher.
I
Higher.
think it's about 9.
He scored at Bolton once.
What did I? You don't remember that?
That's one.
I'm going to say, this is just league goals, isn't it, Craig?
Yeah.
You're on mute, Craig. I'm going to say lower.
Yes.
I'm going to say
It's
Caddy
actually
lower.
is higher
Yes.
by 1. Paul Caddis
15.
15 goals.
Okay.
And then
Decent, but right.
finally, Paul Pescasolido.
Higher.
Yeah, I think he scored about 11 goals.
Yeah.
Higher.
Got to be higher.
So Pesk actually got 17, so it's only just higher than that of Paul Caddis. So the famous Pauls did well, and I didn't include Devs in this, but just as a little bit of a tiebreaker, because it is very close. How many goals did Devs score
I'm going
in
19.
his 3 lots of occasions at Blues?
What do you mean by 3 lots of occasions?
Altogether.
He was at the club on 3 separate occasions.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 30, 37.
23.
19. I'm going 19.
36.
22.
What's up?
28.
He scored 32 goals.
Right,
Sorry, Paul.
Let me know.
That's league goals, though, isn't it? Maybe I'm
It
right
is
with
indeed.
probably right with the cups, then I.
Yep. I've also got, if anybody does want to play, I do have squad game.
Go on then.
So if anybody wants to give it a go. So I'm actually thinking...
I need to go to the toilet right now, Craig.
I did it last time. I'm voting out.
I need to go to the toilet.
Claire, last time we did squad
Before you
game,
start,
we kind of cheated, didn't we, with you and Mr. Hipkiss for a laugh. So I'd actually got it lined up for you and Paul to play squad game if nobody else turned up.
And has she got the answer? Has she
And
got
I
the
think
answer?
you should give it a go.
Have you got the answer, Tom, as well?
I promise you, she hasn't got the answers this time.
I didn't have the answers last time and I've blocked it. I'm not doing it again. Pass it on.
Blocked it. I love that.
Somebody else.
That's a brilliant expression. I've blocked
Mark, you
it.
want to give it a go?
What, go on then, stuff it, I'll do it.
Thank
Just for
you.
that.
Right, so, Chris, have you got a
I've got a
coin to toss for first or second, please?
Yeah, I've got a Hang on.
Craig, your Wi-Fi's a bit dodgy in your garden, mate. You might need to go back in.
Is it bad?
Get a bit closer to your router.
Is it really bad?
Keep stop and start.
The problem is
that flag's doing it.
Claire, can Claire write the answers on the bottom of a mug and lift it up for me?
Right then, who's playing? Okay.
Turn back at work now.
Did you notice, Claire, that he didn't say, "Oh, Nick, can you write yours on the bottom of your glass of Coke?" And because I would never.
More knowledgeable, Nick. That's all. Just got it all in there.
Okay, then, Mark, heads or tails?
Oh, this is like Scunthorpe being away at Arsenal. Tails.
Scunthorpe 4.
It's
Arsenal
heads.
0.
It's heads. It's heads, Mark.
Okay.
So Paul,
I've lost
do you want to
already.
go first or second?
I'll go second, please, Craig.
Okay. Mark,
Yeah.
your first one
Bit
is...
hot in here, isn't it?
Please do not take your top off.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right.
The season is 2017, 2018.
Go on then.
That's not too bad, is it? Could be worse.
And some information regarding that. Highest attendance of that season was 27,608 against Fulham. Our lowest attendance was just over 7,500 against Burton Albion in the FA Cup third round.
So that attendance against Fulham, was that the last game of the season?
It was the last game of the season, yes.
Claire wants to play again now.
Tough.
No, it's fine. Carry on.
You sure?
Right, Mark,
Yeah.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
do it between you. No pressure on Paul.
What, everybody versus Paul?
I'm taking
It's
two
not
people.
Well, me and Claire versus Paul.
Paul. Yeah, go on then. We'll tag team.
Everybody versus Paul. Here we go. Let's have this.
Paul
Rescue
versus
your
the
time,
world.
30 seconds.
Are we all chucking in?
Yeah, go on then.
Go on then. Are we ready? Have we started?
Your timing, Chris.
Oh, sorry. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Kushak, Wes Harding, Sam Gallagher, Harley Dean, Robbo, Cadiz, Damara Gray,
Jukovic.
Dukey,
Donaldson.
Donald Clayton, yeah, Magoma, Teshi, no, you've probably gone by then.
5 seconds.
Teshi,
5, 4,
Keith Mel,
3,
Paul Truman.
2, 1. Do-do-do. That's your lot.
Hey?
That's it.
It's only 30 seconds, Mark. You know, just what you used to.
A guy called Grasso.
So I'm not going to give the score, but it wasn't brilliant, considering there was two of you. So, Paul, your squad is 2003 to 2004, 2003, 2004.
Okay, mate.
Okay, we're on 2 minutes. On your marks, get set, go.
Mike Taylor, Ian Bennett, Jeff Kenner, Darren Pearce, Kenny Cunningham, Matthew Upson, Jamie Clapham, Martin Granger, David Dunn, Robbie Savage, Aliou Cisse, before Jesper Gronkier, wasn't it? Stan Lazaridis, Mikael Forsell. That was the season we had him on loan and he scored all the goals and 2 on his debut against Fulham. Up front with him, we had Clinton Morrison, Stern John, Paul Devlin, Jeff Horsfield. Midfield.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go.
You're useless, Paul.
That was easy.
Useless.
That was easy because he's basically saying the 2001 people.
I've got to say, he annihilated you both. So I can't even.
We'll be the judge of that.
So the only ones that I can find that you didn't mention are the most obscure. So we had a forward called Jovan Karofsky.
Yeah, he was all right.
Yeah. We had Scottish forward as well called Andrew Barrowman.
Okay.
Barrowman?
Yeah, Andy Barrowman. Yeah.
And an Argentinian forward.
Figueroa.
Figueroa.
Oh, I loved him. He was bad.
But you actually got... No, actually, there's one more you didn't get. Midfielder. Carl Motteram. However, you've got the rest.
I didn't say Damian Johnson, did I? I don't think.
No.
You did, didn't you?
Was the name later?
No, I didn't say... Did I say Damian Johnson? I don't think I did.
Say it now.
Damian Johnson.
There you go.
Well, if you'd have said Damien Johnson is not there anyhow. So
He was later on, he was 5'6".
Damien
You
Johnson.
see, Paul, at the end of the day, you know nothing.
Couldn't even get Damien Johnson.
Okay, next time that we haven't got a guest to do this, right, it's going to be the whole team against Paul, yeah?
What did I get? What did I get, Craig? What did they get?
They got 8.
Pathetic. Pathetic.
And you got 16.
Double.
We did say doubles earlier after the dance.
Two against 1, but we didn't expect it that way around.
I carried Mark, carried the commentary lad.
Yeah. Claire grafted.
Can I just say, we've just gone through the 2004 squad there, 2003, 2004, and it was mentioned about the 2001 squad, and I think it's a good time to shout out the excellent work that's been done with EA Promotions, with our very own Paul Hibkiss being compere for a Q&A session with some members of the 2001 Cup winning squad up at St Andrews on the 27th of October. So
we didn't win, Craig. We lost. Do you remember?
All right. Yes. Okay. Not as compare. Paul's got Danny Sonner. He's got Darren Purse, Jerry Gill, and Marcelo is being flown over for the first time since he left the club.
Wow.
For the show. But
what a great interview that was as well with him. Brilliant.
We have some really special guests as well on the evening for interaction with all the people that attend. So we've Connor Tierney, he'll be joining us. Mike Wiseman will be joining us.
With a glass of wine.
From the club now, we will have Gary Cook, and we will also have Jeremy Dale. So they will be joining us on the evening. We are also hopeful of a few more faces that will be announced as we get closer. But it's an opportunity to come and hear some great stories from those guys. But also, I think it's that perfect opportunity to thank Mr. Dale, Mr. Cook, and hopefully a few of the others that are there, including Mr. Wiseman. So if you haven't got your tickets already, they are available. EA Promotions, or let us know, and we'll put you in touch with Rachel and the team.
Yep, I think.
And it was lovely when I met him.
All I'll add to that as well is that we're trying to make it. We're coming up with a few sort of ideas and plans to make it, a bit different as well. So trying to make it a night to remember for everyone that's there.
Yeah. If you go on our group page,
more interactive as well than maybe some of the Q&A sessions that people have attended. And I believe, Paul, tell me if I'm wrong, but there'll be opportunities for the audience to ask and participate with questions.
Yeah.
Okay, can we move on to the ladies? Apparently,
we can, but in the meantime, Bo Brummy the cat has just made a weekly appearance. Goodbye. Right, sorry, Chris.
So not a great start to the ladies' campaign. Craig, what's gone wrong?
No, I think two games in. Unfortunately, both losses. The first game, in all honesty, Blackburn, they were just on fire. They were absolutely superb, and they really deserved the result. We missed a couple of opportunities, and obviously, first time of the team gelling together was I think a bit of a contributing factor. This weekend, we unfortunately have lost to Crystal Palace in our first game at St Andrews. Crystal Palace, and I watched the game, they were superb. They really came out and they nullified what Birmingham were good at last season, which was a really good high press and keeping on top of the teams. Fair to say we haven't gelled necessarily as much as what we would have liked. However, signs were better on Saturday, and we got our first goal towards the end. We were pushing for the equaliser when we conceded the second. So, not the best of starts, but I don't think it's time to worry. Watch out for Stephen Gill's.
I was just going to say,
very honest and really quite brutal analysis of the game at the weekend.
Yeah.
And, what I will say is what everybody reads is exactly how it is seen. So, please keep an eye out on that.
Yep.
But also, let's get behind the ladies at the next game at home. They're away at Lewes next.
Lewis.
It's
Lewis. I shall be there. Sunny half an hour down the road.
I see. Perfect.
Chris, can we arrange a minibus?
And then we'll be back at home. A couple of games on the bounce at home after that as well in October. So get behind the ladies. They need our support, but I'm sure Darren and the team will get things turned around. And we can hopefully get on the run to get us back up into that Women's Super League where we ultimately want to be.
Can I just say all of Stephen's blogs are on our site, www.tiltontalk.com, as are all our other blogs and newsletters. Thank you very much.
Anyway, we're going on to the last 15.
Yeah, let's go. Quickly before we go into that, Mark Collins says, can you say thank you to Tom Ross for pictures and a chat pre-match? Thank you, Tom Ross, for pictures and the
Thanks,
chat.
Claire. There we go.
Pre-match.
On to the last 15 then. It's anything to do with football and cheese. Cheese. That beautiful product called cheese.
Football.
We're all off in Parmesan.
That was the best one, that was.
Oh, brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. It's all downhill from that one.
I can't think of one.
Eden Hazard.
Yeah, I'm going to go through all the ones we picked earlier.
I don't know, I'm having a look through what I put.
Derry Lee Clark.
Derry Lee Clark, that was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah. Feta check.
What about
Tilton.
Yeah, that was a good one. Stilton Petrov.
Smelly Martins?
Yeah. Jeremy Baby Bella.
Jedar Evans.
Fozzarella.
Yeah, the people have a go, for goodness sake.
No, I never get to say any of the time.
We've got lily pads with Cheddar Adams.
Cheddar Adams, yep.
With Eden Clayton.
Does anyone notice on transfer deadline day that Dara, I forget his surname, the chairman of Peterborough United,
Yeah.
Was all over it.
Yeah.
But he tweeted, didn't he, saying that we've allowed Johnson Clark Harris to speak to another club and we've agreed a fee. And then I saw that and then nothing happened. It was just quiet then and he hasn't gone anywhere.
Hasn't he gone to Bristol Rovers for about 100 grand?
I thought...
Yeah, it was 800 grand to Bristol Rovers.
Record signing.
So why on earth didn't we sign him?
Financial fair play.
Yeah.
Is that the reason?
John Morella.
Because I looked on...
Dave Twiner said Camp and Bear.
Camp and Bear,
No, he's not at Bristol Rovers, he didn't go. I'm looking on his Wikipedia now, he hasn't gone.
I wouldn't trust Wikipedia because we had about 10 players signed on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I can also Wikipedia.
Maybe they're catching up from transfer deadline day.
Played for Bristol.
Is Wikipedia a cheese?
No, we are. No. 5 out of contract strikers Bristol Rovers could target after Johnson Clark Harris collapse.
All right.
All right.
Because I was wondering, because it all went quiet and whatever, I was wondering if it was us that were trying to get him in.
I think he probably signed for him, Paul. Was too embarrassed to admit it.
He deserves
I'll go for Craven Cottage cheese if that's okay with everybody.
Craven Cottage cheese, very good. Yeah, very good. Very good.
We've also had the boys in Royal Blue Cheese.
Yeah.
We've had Dairy Lee Boya.
I'm going to go for this one. Stop, Craig. Stop. Gianfranco Gorgonzola.
Hey!
No, Dom Kavanagh's one with Dealey had a bowl of fondue.
Oh, right out loud. Poor Dealey, he gets drugged in every week.
We've got Sheffield Wensleydale.
Oh,
like that one.
That's a good one.
Bree Beardsley from Brett Stanley.
Yeah.
Wow, yes, Brett Stanley has also come up with the Stilton Talk Show.
Oh, yes, Brett, you are in the lead.
I like him, yeah. Dealey had a bowl of cheese balls.
From the last one, Brett, before that, I was going to say, oh, Brett, please. But then you caught with Stilton Talk Show.
I mean, Paul Hansen, you know, this is trying, but Daly had a slice of Dairy Lee.
All great, rather than take.
Paul Great. Paul Great.
Paul Great.
Yeah. I like that one.
That's the best I can do.
Do like we're often Parmesan there. That was really good.
That was very good, yeah.
But what I do believe is that you people have been doing this all day long.
Just put that, Nick.
Where you get that idea from?
Mark Adams, can you please confirm or deny that you've been colluding all day long?
No.
I haven't been colluding. I can't even spell it.
Oh, no.
We
Mark
also
Adams, sorry, I'm going to go back to Mark Adams because
Jeremy.
I need an answer. Mark, have you been doing this today?
I have not been in cahoots with anybody, Nick.
How come you get all your words muddled?
Eden van der Sar.
Jeremy Baby Bella.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Feta. Check.
Yeah, try that one.
Yeah, with
I like
Cheddar Evans.
that John Kavanagh, Kenny Low Fat Cheese.
Paul, I'd come earlier, right? When you mentioned cheese before we went live, I was thinking, this is going to be so difficult. No way is anybody going to get any of these. But yeah, brilliant.
Mr. Road, Halloumi Macari.
Halloumi Macari. Oh.
Who's that by, Craig?
That was by... I don't know, they haven't left a name, just know they live in Coventry in a cell.
I think that's the winner for me for Kenny Low Fat Cheese. It's either that one or often Parmesan. I think that's pretty good.
No, come on, we've still got 6 minutes or 7 minutes to go, Chris. You can't pick a winner yet.
Can I just quickly say the last few games as well, because I've been away and stuff, but met so many of our viewers and listeners coming up saying hello, especially funnily enough, on the train the last couple of weeks. So we've got quite a few in London by the look of it.
Good.
Yeah.
So, hello. You're saying you've got fans, Mark? You're saying you've got fans?
No, not saying we've got.
No, it's not that, Paul. It's not that, Paul.
Like you're like a celebrity when you got on the train. Is that what you're saying?
Not that, Paul.
They did offer me a beverage, actually. Yeah.
Nobody would forget that place, would they?
Exactly.
We've also had, this is good from this evening, actually. So Dom Cavan has been listening since the beginning because he's come up with Paul mould on cheese.
Yeah.
We've got Gregory Beasley with Camembert old. Lily Pad with cheese and chive and dye. I think that's good.
It is very good.
What about spread Pickering rather than Fred?
I quite like that, Paul. Actually, it's for you, that's quite clever.
I know, yeah.
Even though you've got the best memory amongst us, you're not the best cleaner.
No.
And as a going out subject,
I'm the last person you want on the stage with a microphone. Not really, Craig.
No, yeah. Craig, as a going out subject, who thinks we'll move ground?
I think it's gathering pace now, so I think we will.
Yeah. I hope we don't. I like
2 years.
how we are.
2 years. I think it's on the cards. Look.
Yeah.
Right. These guys are serious business people. The Chinese, unfortunately, were just a joke. Right? Well, a joke. And these guys, Chris, that sign language just told me to bugger off.
Sorry about that.
These guys are going to move this football club forward like you can't imagine. The saddest thing for me personally is that at 61, I won't see a long term, but you younger people just enjoy what's going on around you.
Us younger people, we will.
But I will say, moving stadium, great, but we've got to bloody fill it. So, first things first, we can look at 3-4 years down the line when it's built.
Not so long ago, Craig. Man City, not so long ago, were in the 3rd division.
I know, but they were taken over by
country. They never lost their fan base, though.
Yeah, and they were taken over by country. But we're being taken over like, we're going to have to get some serious money to build a new stadium.
Yeah, I get it, Claire. I get it.
These are clever. These are clever people, though, Craig. They could fill that stadium.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think the fans will return.
Yeah.
And we are seeing it because, let's face it, we've only got a few. Well, we had a few hundred left for Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the next home game. Unfortunately, I don't think we have a Saturday 3:00 kickoff at St Andrews now until November.
Yeah, winter.
Crazy. Ridiculous.
The TV.
To be honest, though, Craig, I think I really do think they're looking at like sort of 7-day a week stadium, not just football.
Of course,
yeah.
Yeah.
Concerts.
Hang on, I've got another one.
Mark, you can't have an arena like that and use it once every 2 weeks. It's got to be utilised to the max. Yeah. Right, you've got to have
Paul, what you got?
This, that, and the other.
Declan Slice.
Oh, God.
He's so
I'm looking
about that phrase.
Yeah. I'm looking at some that have come on the message boards, and we've got Monterey Jack Butland.
I like that one.
John Mozzarella instead of Motson.
I did that earlier.
Block of Cheese Madsen.
Somebody else does it.
Nikolai Block Madsen. Block Madsen.
Block Madsen, yeah.
You know, what was the other one that I saw? I'm trying to think.
That was brilliant.
Cheddar FC, they're the team, aren't they? Karen Carney was there a few weeks ago.
How about Stinky, Owusu, Abayi?
I suppose you could have Blues cheese.
Yeah. Danish balloon nose.
Can I say that we will be launching our first charity event coming up? It's going to be just a football card with a difference. So this time we will have prize being some cash rather than a shirt or something else. And not just that, there will be 2 platinum tickets for the 2001 event up for grabs that will be positioned with our good selves on the Tilton Talk table. So look out for that.
Don't forget, Craig, we've also got the signed shirt here from Phil Taylor, the darts guru of the world.
Yes. If anybody
He's
wants
a ghost darts.
So we'll do something with that over the next few weeks.
If anybody else
Jason Hughes has simply said his suggestion is Sebastian Larsson because he was a Danish blue.
Oh, you know what? That guy nailed it.
What about?
What's those?
He wasn't Danish.
He's Swedish, yeah, Seb was Swedish.
Swedish, he's got it wrong. Sorry, Jason.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but
Jason, you're useless.
It was almost racist.
What about the Newcastle man? What about Newcastle?
You got any help?
Me?
Yeah.
I can't think of a name of a cheese to start with.
Go on, Mark. You're dying. Go on, Mark.
No, it's stupid. I was going to say Eddie Cow.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Can I say what?
you're really clutching here.
You're clutching at 3
Mark,
straws.
you're straws. You were going to say what?
Clutching at 3 cheese straws.
Eddie Cow. The Newcastle manager, Eddie Cow.
Cow?
It's the best one I've done. Nobody got it.
You get milk from a cow to make cheese.
Well, yeah, I know. But like, you can do it from a goat as well if you want, or a sheep.
I was going to say for Mark Meredith, we might as well say that there is a Tom Brady cheese because he is a goat.
Yeah. Very clever.
So that dirt ball. Oh no, you didn't do this ball. You did Gianfranco Gorgonzola, said Michael Woods.
And Jason Hughes has admitted to the fact it's a taxi for him.
Yeah, well done.
How dare he?
Oh, come on, leave that there. Leave that there.
How dare he do that?
Are we all pleased, obviously, with the players we're missing at the moment now? Got a few to come back in the team and squad. Are we pleased it's the international break now for a couple of weeks? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely, yeah.
It's nice to have a subs bench, though, full of, like, some sort of quality as well and not just kids.
No, exactly, yeah. Yeah, and I'd like to...
Jason Hughes has said, don't worry. Sorry, Paul.
Go on.
I was just going to say, Jason Hughes has now said, don't worry, he's going to come up with an even greater answer.
We're great.
When we get round to the Watford game, I'd like to think we'll have maybe Tyler Roberts and Laird and Dembele back, I hope. Them are the three main ones that we're missing, aren't they, at the moment? So, yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Talk Show on a Monday evening. 90 minutes of absolute brilliant chat. It's been absolutely superb tonight. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. Thank you, Mark Adams.
Thank you very much. Hope everybody have a good week.
Thank you very much.
Chris Brown, thank you. Thank you, Paul Hipkiss.
Pleasure as always.
Chairman of the board, Alan Watto.
Good night, everybody. God bless you all.
Good
Giblin.
week. See you soon.
And Craig Courtney.
Good night, everyone. And I'm just going to leave it with the last two, Nick. Jason Hughes has tried because he's come up with Cathedral Birmingham City.
Clever.
And finally...
you know what? He's overtaken everybody now.
Paul Hansen has said, Alan, Kurt Ishley.
Alan what?
This is very good.
Alan what?
Kurt Ishley.
Kurt Ishley.
Kurt Ishley. Never mind. We'll see you lovelies back here next Monday. It's international break. Are we doing next Monday, Chris?
Yes, we're on next Monday.
Next Monday we're going to be back here live 7:30, 6:30, sorry, through till 8. But it used to be 7:30 till 9, didn't it, Chris? Back in our day, when we could stay up late. Unlike these youngsters that get sent to bed early. Lovely speaking to you all tonight. God bless you. Take care and be safe. See you next week.
Good night all.